What's up, YouTubians? Hit the start button, the AC unit kicks on. Oh well, don't let that bother you. Hope everybody's had a good week so far. Mine's been hit or miss. I haven't been on YouTube, haven't watched any videos, haven't done anything since Saturday, I think. It's first pipe since Saturday. We went up to Oregon to visit some friends. That was fun. Haven't seen them in a while. Went and did a few things with them. So that was good. But whatever that thing was last week that was bothering my eye, I thought it was allergies. Came back up there, I believe it was Monday. I thought we were gonna have to try to find a hospital to go to or something, but I've never even heard of this thing that happened. So of course it happened to me. My eye started messing with me, really painful itch. Painful to touch, like my eyelid or anywhere up in here. It's just, it felt like someone had popped me, Super red. I called my wife in the bathroom. I said, can you look in here to see if you can see a hair or a little piece of something, or something that's gotten into my eye? It's driving me crazy. She looked. The look on her face made me realize that there was something amiss. When someone's looking at your eye and they go, it's like, oh crap. For whatever reason, my eye had formed a blister. Not here, not on my eyelid or whatever, on my eyeball. My eyeball had a huge blister on it. Have you ever heard of that? I didn't even know that was possible. It's like, how do you deal with this? It was about the size of, I don't know, half of your little fingernail. Yeah. Right on the edge of the iris, in the white part of my eye. And it hurt. It hurt bad. I couldn't see. I was afraid to rub it because I was afraid I was gonna, mess it up. We called our hospital, our doctor, my doctor, and it's the insurance and the doctor and the hospital and all that stuff is all the same. It's like one big corporation. Well, they don't have any of those in Oregon. so there was no one I could go see. So we ended up talking to, one nurse. She's like, "Oh, gee, I don't know about that. Let me see." So she transfers us to another one. Have to tell them the whole story again. That went on through 4 people. The 4th one finally says, "Let me talk to the ophthalmologist." She's with another patient right now, but we'll call you back. In the meantime, go get yourself some eye drops. Well, I've got some eye drops. I've been using Visine. Oh, we don't recommend you put that in your eye. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. So I give her my number. Hang up the phone. Then our friends say, "Oh, we don't have cell service up here, so your phone's not going to work." Cool. So we went into town, and they live up like in the hills. I mean, in the middle of nowhere. We drove like 20 minutes or so into town to a drugstore and got some eye drops. Checked my phone down there and I had a message. Listened to it, and instead of saving it, I accidentally deleted it. But anyway, so that went on. It finally went away after, I don't know, probably 18 or 20 hours or something like that before it looked halfway back to normal. Still very irritable and hurt like the dickens, but at least I didn't think my eyeball was going to explode any moment. But I couldn't see. I didn't feel comfortable driving. I couldn't do anything. I was going to try to visit with Parson Rick and Miss Chris while I was up there, but I didn't even call them because I knew I wouldn't be able to make it up there. So that was kind of a bummer. And then friend was showing me around their property. They've got like 40 acres or so, and it's just literally up on the top of a mountain, walking through heavy undergrowth and rocks, and they had logged it years and years ago, so there were stumps here and there, and very moist rainforesty kind of place. So that was a challenge walking through there, trying to make sure my 2 kids didn't fall down and kill themselves while trying not to fall down and kill myself. Which, walking to the mailbox poses basically the same challenge for me, but I was pretty worn out after that. We were only out there for like an hour. Pretty worn out. Next day we went to a kind of a safari thing where you drive through it and they have all the animals are just kind of roaming free, except for the ones that can kill you. And I think even if they decided they wanted to, they could probably figure out a way to manage it. That was pretty cool. It was a massive complex. I don't know how many acres it was. Probably several hundred. They had all kinds of, like the African safari type animals. Lions, zebras, gazelles, rhinos, hippos, elephants, giraffes, all kinds of stuff. And they just I posted a picture on Instagram. The giraffe just walking right by our car. Ostriches. those those are probably the most seemingly mentally challenged animals on the planet. Just insane little creatures, man. And they had an Asian section where they had like Asian um, continent gazelles and deers and different things like that. Some pretty cool stuff there. They had bears, brown bears, black bears. But anyway, one part of it you walked through, one part of it you drove through. So that was more walking. And then the next day, they wanted to take us out to this walking trail that goes through the woods. And we thought it was on their property, but it was an actual, like a county park or something like that. And I was under the impression that it was like a mile track that you walked around, but it was through the woods. Well, it was probably 200 or 300 feet of elevation change. Wet, rocks, mud. It was a challenge, to say the least. I was absolutely, and I'm still, that was Wednesday, and I'm still just can barely move, barely make it around the house. And on the way home, after we passed in the Mount Shasta area, there's this little city whose name escapes me, but there's a series of waterfalls and a river up through there, McLeod. And we stopped by there and checked out the falls, and that was a little bit more walking. So it was a long 4 days. Long 4 days. It's actually 5. We drove up Sunday. We were there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and we drove back all day yesterday. Made it home about 10:30 last night. So that's where I've been for the last week, if you were wondering. By the way, I'm smoking this pipe with some Stonehenge in it. I like this stuff pretty well. So I got some video watching to catch up on. They're like I said, they lived out in the middle of nowhere. The cell service was next to nothing, and their Wi-Fi was intermittent at best. So, but it was nice to be away for a while, to be out in the real world, in nature, and I took a lot of photos. I took a few on my phone. I took a lot on my camera. If I can figure out how to get some of those posted up, I will. I posted one of the falls on Instagram today, of the upper falls. Picture really doesn't do it justice, but it was really, really beautiful. It was the lower falls, you could actually walk down and, I mean, put your hand in the water. You could be that close to the falls. The middle falls, the viewing area for that was probably 100, 120 feet above them. You were looking way down on them. And it was the bigger of the three. In the upper falls, you started out, you were right there by the water. But the further you went down the trail, the further the falls kept falling like a river on the upper falls. Like well, it was a river, but I mean, it was like, small increments down until it got to the bottom where it really dumped out about 20 or 30 feet. And at that point, we were probably 70 feet above it. But it was just beautiful. Peaceful. We were the only people there, which was nice. I would imagine peak season in the spring or summer, that place would just be covered up with people. And we were the only ones there. That's living for me, man. So, if you're interested in seeing some of those photos over the next couple of weeks, I'll probably be putting quite a few of them up on Instagram. I may try to make a little video. I took a few video shots of some of the stuff. But I just thought I would sit here and have a smoke with you for a little while. Hope everybody's doing well. I've had a weekend for the last week, but your weekend is here now. I hope you have a good one. And until next time, what was it? Waves of Java told me I should incorporate this as a tagline, something I said in a previous video. Enjoy the pipe, ignore the hype.